On this episode of the Hanford Insider, we honor the great work that Kings County Links for Life is doing for cancer awareness with Candy Bertina and Kathy Metlider. Rob will give you an update of the busy October calendar, and later I'll be back with your sports report. This is the Hanford Insider for Monday, October 6th.
Welcome to the Hanford Insider Podcast, where we bring you closer to the heart of our community. I'm your host, Rob Bentley. Each episode, we highlight the stories, events, and people that make Hanford such a unique place to call home. From local history and culture to what's happening around town today, we're here to keep you connected and in the know. I'm currently booking guests for the rest of 2025. I have a great lineup so far, so if you have a suggestion for an episode, please contact me. Now let's jump into some community news. It was so great to see so many people in town for the Renaissance Fair and Moon Festival this weekend. When so many events have come and gone, it's nice to see that some of these long-standing events still receive community support. Speaking of big events, the Hanford Christmas Parade Committee released the new parade route and applications for this year's edition. Get your applications in early, as it's going to be a very popular event this year. You can find a link to the parade website in my show notes. Not long after the fence went up this week around the old Sizzler building at the corner of 11th and Lacey, the construction crews got to work. From the information that I've received, this spot will become a dentistry center. The Hanford City Council will be meeting on Tuesday, October 7th. During the afternoon study session, they'll recognize Alvin Diaz as the new Deputy Public Works Director. They'll hear from Caltrans about the proposed interchange at 198th and 9th Avenue, and they'll review residential setbacks and structural standards. During the regular meeting, they'll be continuing some zoning amendments for the proposed project along the north side of 198 between 11th and 12th Avenue. They'll also be taking another look at graffiti abatement, mural rules, temporary signs, and council member compensation. You can attend these meetings or watch them online at hanford.city. Don't forget to catch Travis Payton's Wednesday wrap-up right here on the Hanford Insider for a review of actions taken. It looks like the Hanford Fraternal Hall is finally getting that fresh coat of paint. Last year they spruced up the inside. Congratulations to the Hanford Fraternal Hall Association on their efforts to revitalize this important building to our community. It was announced this week that Saturday, December 13th is the date for the dedication and ribbon cutting of the new CART Transit Center in downtown Hanford. For a flyer about the event, subscribers can visit my community calendar. If you're not a subscriber, go to hanfordinsider.com and subscribe today. Now let's take a look at this week's community calendar. At the Thursday Night Marketplace this week, it's Health and Wellness Night with entertainment by the band Brown Sugar. Hanford's Night Out will be held on October 7th at 4 p.m. in the Civic Park. There'll be lots of fun provided by the Hanford Fire Department, Hanford Police Department, and the Public Works Department. The new Community Emergency Response Team will also be there. This is a great opportunity to get involved in your community. Coming up this Saturday, October 11th, it's the UCP Fall Festival at COS in Hanford from 10 until 1. The Main Street Hanford Oktoberfest is also that day in the Civic Park from 5 to 9. October 18th is the Walk for Life at Calvary Chapel Church. And the Big Griswold LaSalle Rib Cook-Off is also on the 18th at the Hanford Civic Auditorium Park. Saturday, October 25th is the Carnegie Museum of Kings County Fundraiser Gala at the Hanford Civic Auditorium. Funds are being raised to make the museum more accessible for all. For tickets and more information, visit carnegiemuseumofkingscounty.org. If you have an event coming up and you'd like some help getting the word out, let's work together. Send your information to hanfordinsider@gmail.com. Be sure to subscribe to my weekly newsletter to get a complete calendar of events. It's the most comprehensive community calendar available. Well, as we know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I am pleased to bring you today representatives from Links for Life, Kings County. And I have with me Candy Bertina and Kathy Metlider. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, Kathy, let's start with you. Links for Life is a very important organization. Can you tell us about what your organization does and how it supports breast cancer awareness and early detection?
It actually started in 1992 in Kern County by two women that were golfers. And one of the women was going through breast cancer. And so they developed an organization to be able to provide support to those women. In Kings County, we noticed in 1992, the women were being diagnosed in the late and in the mid stages, which clearly reduces their lifestyle and also reduces their ability to really do things. So that's how we started. And we originally started by doing small fundraisers. And through the years, we've been in operation for 13 years. We have managed to do a large fundraiser called the Pink Passion Picnic. And it's held every October. And those funds are used to provide diagnostic mammogram, ultrasound, and biopsy for women that have symptoms and need additional care. What Links for Life does is that it's the stopgap between the services that are provided by the state. The state of California has what they call the BCCTP, which is the Breast Cancer Cervical Treatment Program, and it pays once you have been diagnosed. So we are the program that provides that diagnosis so that women can seek care. We sustain ourselves through basically a lot of sponsorships, and especially in Kings County, I have noticed that the community is very supportive of breast health. And so consequently, we basically do very well at being able to provide services by the money that we raise every October. And we work very closely with providers, with the Breast Care Center, and we also work very closely with the group that supports Links for Life, which is a small committee of 15 people. We are all volunteers, and we come from different walks of life. Some of us have a medical background. Some of us have been diagnosed with breast cancer in the past. And so it's a labor of love for most of us. And so what Links for Life does is basically provide services and support for women and men that are not able to pay for these services because they have catastrophic insurance or really are uninsured. And so we are the stopgap and the support financially for women and men.
That's great. I know you brought some stats with you because we may not be aware of all of the impact that breast cancer has on communities. And it's a very important time of the year because we focus on cancers, and you see schools doing awareness events and definitely your picnic. But what are some of the stats that you'd like to share with us today?
Well, basically 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer, and that's pretty scary. And to even make it more dramatic, every 14 seconds, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer. And we're very lucky that in Kings County, it is a concern for us, but because of Links for Life, because of the amount of time that we spend doing education and providing counseling and services, that it's the number 2 killer of women in Kings County, if I use the word killer or the morbidity. So we have really improved the statistics in Kings County, and it's only because of the support of providers, Links for Life, and just women like ourselves that go out and provide presentations out in the community. So basically, what we're trying to do is to educate women and men, because 1% of men will also have breast cancer, about the importance of noticing changes that are not normal in your body. In addition, I have learned that not only is it the statistics, but the national statistics are also the same as in California, 1 in 8.
And there's been a lot of developments in the area of technology for early detection and treatment. Can you tell us about some of those?
Well, actually, the most important thing that we have done is we have really improved the mammography services that are available, also the biopsies that are available, as well as the ultrasound. And so that has made a huge difference. Also, the treatment, we have a huge regional cancer center, not only in Visalia, but also in Kings County. And they provide excellent care and excellent support for women that are going through the cancer journey. Not only are they concerned about the medical treatment, they also provide group support. They also provide services through a social worker, nutrition, and it's all to make sure that the women and the men that are going through chemotherapy or radiation are feeling that they have support. So we're very fortunate that in Kings County, we have a regional cancer center.
Yeah, I've seen the facilities go up, and it's great that we have more medical facilities available to us in Kings County than in the past, and it's definitely made an impact, it sounds like. So we hear about all these great services for people with cancer, and we know that there's a point in a man or a woman's life where they feel like they may need to seek medical treatment for something they're not aware of that. And you have first experience with that, Candy. What is that feeling like, and how would someone go about seeking the service that they need when there's the stigma surrounding that?
I think it's really scary at the beginning when a person finds a lump and then they don't know, and then they have to wait till after the biopsy is done and all. It is scary, and scary for the loved ones too. And having gone through it, I think my husband and my daughter had it harder than I did, really. And it's been 20 years, but it's still emotional. And so when I hear about other people who have breast cancer, I am very empathetic with what they're going through.
When we're out conducting health fairs, we notice that women at first are very shy to approach us. And then when they realize that they're talking to a nurse or talking to someone that has gone through the cancer journey, then they really open up. And Candy's absolutely right. There was a stigma about just talking about your privates. And now, women feel very comfortable talking about breast and talking about something that's not normal or abnormal. And I think one of the things, because we are women, they feel very supported by the empathy that we exhibit, and also the fact that we provide them with a phone number. Like two months ago, we were out at the community breakfast that Tachi Palace Casino Resort provides, and there was a woman that came to us and had no resources. And so she felt comfortable enough to be able to talk to us about where she could get care, and we gave her the information, etc. So I think that women are feeling more comfortable with their body and feeling more comfortable to be able to talk about their body and the symptoms that they're exhibiting.
So every October, as I mentioned, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you have a very special event. I know it's very near and dear to your heart. It's the Pink Passion Picnic. Candy, can you tell us a little bit about this year's event?
Yes, this year it will be at the Koinonia Church, and it's on the 14th, October 14th. The doors open at 10:30. We are sold out, so you can't get tickets right now. But for next year, just keep the second Tuesday of the month on your calendar. Contact us at linksforlifekingscounty.org, and someone will get back to you about when you can get tickets. We usually start selling tickets in August because we do sell out. We usually have about 500 people who attend the event, and it's a lot of fun. We always have a speaker, and we always have a really fun fashion show that is all men. Police officers, deputy sheriffs, other people who are men who are in the community who are very willing to do that for us. And we have 3 stores who provide the clothes that they wear. They just wear regular street clothes.
So can you tell us about this year's speaker?
I can tell you that this year we have Brandy Scott, and she is the former Miss Bakersfield, and she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so each year we either have someone that has gone through the cancer journey or we have someone that's providing medical information. One of the things that I wanted to mention is that this year we have 97 survivors that are attending the event. 3 of those survivors are men that have gone through some type of cancer. And this is the most survivors we have had in a very long time, which is good and bad. Good in that they've survived, but bad that the numbers are growing. And that's the one concern that we have.
Also, a lot of the people we are getting applications for to provide diagnostic mammogram are younger. We're getting younger people in their 20s and 30s, so it's not a disease that affects older people. And people need to be aware of that. So it used to be that you could not get a mammogram until you were 40 years old. But now if you have symptoms of breast cancer, they will insurances will usually provide that. But if something happens, then Links for Life can step in there too.
That's fantastic to know. And you can find this information at linksforlifekingscounty.org. And I'd like to thank Candy and Kathy for joining us on the show. And I wish you the best of luck at your Pink Passion Picnic. It sounds like a lot of fun every year. And your group does tremendous work for the community. I just want to thank you.
Thank you for having us.
And now it's time for Hanford Insider Sports with Eric Bentley.
All 3 football teams were in action last week, and they were all very different kinds of games. We'll start with a shootout in Dinuba as Hanford High traveled to take on the Emperors, and the Bullpups brought the offense, putting 72 points on the board en route to the victory. Holding a 30-13 lead at the half, the points kept coming for the Bullpups in the second half, capped off by a 28-point fourth quarter to complete the 72-43 rout of the Emperors. A trio of Bullpups led the charge offensively, with quarterback Jaron Mao finishing the evening, completing 21 of his 26 passes for 391 yards and 4 touchdowns. 3 of those touchdown passes went to receiver Tavion Patterson, who had a monster game with 12 receptions for 222 yards and those 3 scores. And Rajon Newton led the way rushing, going for 111 yards on 16 carries with 3 rushing touchdowns, adding 4 receptions for 68 yards and a touchdown receiving. Hanford High is now 3-3 overall, 1-0 in WYL play, and will need to keep the offense rolling this week as a tough matchup awaits on the road Friday at Tulare Union. From a shootout to a low-scoring affair, Sierra Pacific lost a close one on the road to Exeter, as the Golden Bears were only able to muster a pair of field goals, falling to the Monarchs 7-6 last Friday. Sierra Pacific now sits at 3-3 on the year, 0-1 in league play, and have a tough game ahead this week, hosting undefeated Emmanuel on Friday at 7:30. And Hanford West fell to Reedley 43-8 last week, but some positives for the Huskies as they got the ball to start the game and went 80 yards for an opening touchdown and would add a 2-point conversion to take an 8-0 lead. And while those 8 points were the only points, the offense was able to move the ball while the defense kept it competitive in the first half as the Huskies only trailed 16-8 at halftime. Hanford West is still searching for their first win and will travel to Selma this Friday to take on the 1-5 Bears. Into the gym for girls volleyball, where Hanford West is off to a 3-0 start in league play after taking down Selma in straight sets Monday before outlasting Kerman in a 5-set marathon on Wednesday. Hanford High went 2-0 in league action last week, taking down Tulare Union and Mission Oak in straight sets to improve to 2-1 in league action. And Sierra Pacific dropped their matches last week to Kerman and Reedley to fall to 1-2 in league. And out to the pool now for notable water polo results as the Sierra Pacific girls picked up a nice 12-7 win over Kingsburg to improve to 2-0 in league play. And the Hanford High boys started league play 2-0 with a pair of close road wins, 11-10 at Dinuba and 10-8 at Tulare Union. As always, we like to cover as many sports as we can, but we can only do so much without you. Any sport, any team, any level, if you have a score report or a story idea, please let us know at hanfordinsider@gmail.com. I'm Eric Bentley, and this has been your Hanford Insider Sports Report.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's show. If you enjoyed this podcast and you'd like to show your support, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Hanford Insider to make a donation. If you'd like to join the Hanford Insider email list, stop by my website at hanfordinsider.com to sign up for updates. You'll also get an exclusive copy of my newsletter in your inbox each week. I also need your help getting the word out about the show by liking and sharing on social media or just telling a friend. For more information about the show, you can find this podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, and YouTube at Hanford Insider. If you have a show idea, be sure to email me at hanfordinsider@gmail.com and I'll look into it. Thanks for listening. Have a great week.